Hi everyone, it's Ethan McKinley. It's the 2-Minute Terminator. We're just beta testing some new equipment, so this is a bonus episode / test for our next season, Terminator Genesis Season 5. Aren't you excited? All three people out there, including the co-host Ellie, are excited. It's episode 57, and hit the music.
Howdy, stranger.
Don't say howdy, stranger, to me.
You didn't do the fourth.
Thank God. It sucked. It sucked.
Is this actually an episode?
Well, it should be. I'm going to see if it comes out. It should.
So when you said this will only take 5 minutes, that was a lie.
A lie is a lie, Lynn.
A lie is a lie. So what are we talking about?
Nothing really. I was just. This, in fact, is like episode 57, so it's basically the credits, Ellie, of the Terminator.
It's basically the credits.
Yeah.
Not actually the credits. Just
not actually a movie.
You basic bitch credits.
Yeah. The reason we're doing this, listeners, is because we're testing a piece of equipment called Zencastr, which I did the call in for the Back to the Future Minute episode 91, which is out tomorrow. Yes, what?
It sounds like a load of hippie bullshit, really. Oh, it's a Zencast. Oh, yeah, find your Zen. Why isn't it like Dickcast or Cockcast? Now that's got a ring to it.
Giant sweaty balls cast.
Huge hogcast.
The hogcast with the podcast.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That should be our next podcast name.
I agree. You shouldn't perhaps shout so loud, though, Ellie, because it was it's quite alarming.
Sorry.
Yeah, this is the credits.
In my voice.
This is the credits, listeners. So we are just kind of talking over the credits, basically. Ellie can't see the credits, so it doesn't actually matter, but neither does she. We're just testing out a new piece of equipment. As I said, I did a guest spot on Back to the Future Minute, which was last week, which should be out tomorrow, which will be Monday, August the 22nd, 2016. I'll be guesting on their show, discussing the wonders of time travel, time paradoxes, how good the movies are, how they've stood up over time, which is your favourite Back to the Future movie, etc. So we had a really great time doing that, and now I'm using the very same piece of equipment they recorded us on, called Zencastr, which Ellie's not a fan of, and then we'll basically see if it works. If you are listening to this, it did in fact work, and with this knowledge I will now take it to the other Minute shows, hopefully, and do an all-star week with the first week of Terminator Genesis.
You're so kind and giving. Look at you sharing the wealth.
Well, it's good to give something back, Ellie.
Said Ethan never.
I don't have actually many, to be honest, bits of trivia for the credits. I kind of burn them all up. I mean, anyone who's loyal listener to the show will know I did so much trivia. Some of it, in fact, wasn't even for the corresponding minute we were talking about. And I was actually like a few episodes out here or there, basically. Did we cover the John Connor's heart transplant, Ellie?
We talked about it and slated it, and explained why you'd actually take out a functioning heart from Marcus Wright and then put it into the dying body of bullshit Bale. We did discuss that, yeah. Why? Have you got some trivia on it?
No, it's just because I'm looking at a piece of old trivia I thought I could reuse, but we've actually covered it. I was going to say, though, when John Connor blows up the Skynet factory, the explanation is nuclear. Or glasses on, the explosion is in fact nuclear. The chopper they're all flying in would have been basically evaporated, not only with the electronic EMP explosion pulse from the explosion, pulse from the explosion. Jesus.
It's been a while since Ethan's done this.
I know, I'm totally winging it. I'm not using them. Even though I'm reading notes, I'm not. I'm just panicking because I'm swimming in a sea of anything. Yeah, the helicopter would have crashed, basically.
Sort your life out. Listeners, I will just say this. A couple of days ago, I was having a conversation with Ethan, and he was saying about how when he gets onto a stage or into any kind of like scenario where the spotlight's on him, he freezes up and gets really nervous. And I was like, and you're an actor? He's like, yeah.
No, I was going to say acting maybe not so bad. I was just trying to equate it to comedy because I was flirting with the idea of doing stand-up comedy again, listeners. But the writer's block slog of actually writing something down and then going up and doing it for 3 minutes is a daunting task indeed.
I think you'd be great at it.
I think if it went wrong and the audience started shouting abuse at me, I'd be okay.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
Yeah, I'd be fine because then I think what I feed instantly off people. So I think if that started to happen, I think that's probably a better MC of the evening versus an actual act.
Oh yeah, definitely. The people that introduces people and bring them on.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bit like Ruben, but straight.
Exactly.
Although you're not much straighter than Ruben.
Although I think Ruben should actually, that's episode 2, I believe, folks, of Questionable, if you want to check it out. Ruben, the famous burlesque cabaret MC.
It's actually still
genius.
one of my favourites of yours.
Well, I think Ruben should start, maybe going into stand-up now. I think he should start broadening his scope and start doing kind of straight stand-up. Not in the sense of sexuality, but just actual stand-up.
Yeah, I reckon he'd be really good.
I think he's cut his teeth in all these cabaret things now. I think he kind of needs to branch out because, how long can cabaret go on for? Not cabaret won't ever stop, but I just think Ruben is better than that.
Yeah.
And
you don't want to become like typecast kind of.
Yeah, I think Ruben's better when he's like making cutting remarks and off-color jokes and things. I know he does that in his act.
That podcast that you did with Ruben, I think, is still one of your best ones. Just you two were you were ripping into each other, but you were doing it in like an amicable kind of like good sportsmanship kind of way. You weren't actually getting angry or shitty with each other. Unlike Alex, who throughout that whole episode, anything she said was just a bit barbed and like trying to actually get to you and like saying like actually mean things. It's like actually
trying to get on Ruben's side.
Alex, you're not being funny. You just sound like a bitter woman. Aren't they all? But no.
Well, this is basically a show, Ellie, or this episode, I think, really just to kind of like ask the listeners what they think of the show so far, what they want in the next season. I'd like to kind of up the game again and make it an even better show than it perhaps was in the last season, or was it worse? I don't know. I like to think we improve in every season.
I actually think the last season we've done is the best one.
More technically proficient, as it were. So yeah, listeners, what do you think? What do you want in the next show? Should we have a section of something? Do we need to cover anything?
Better.
You are. That's why I think we should apply to Soho Radio together and become the next Opie and Anthony.
What's Soho Radio?
It's a crappy radio station in Soho.
How would one get?
I don't know. I'm thinking of contacting them at some point. I want to get all the TerMInators out of the way and get a few more questionables under my belt.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I think we'd be good. And I think then if you like a bit like if you did follow the Opie and Anthony model, this is just fantasy, by the way, listeners. This is all hot air. If you get like comedians and funny people on as like a third person, the same way that have Patrice or Jim Norton or something.
Yeah.
I think that'd be quite a good show.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to do it. I'd love to do radio. I think now that I've kind of built my confidence, when I first started this, I was just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I suck at this. This is bad.
That first one with Bear, and anyone listening, if you go back to our very first episode,
oh my God.
I think we put, the bookends of the first season is the first episode. One I thought was actually shit, and then we actually put that on. I did that as a re-release bonus episode, and then the one we actually released was the first episode with your brother. I should actually go back and listen to that and see how far we've come, or how not far we've come. I mean, you just said like the Ruben episode of Questionable was amazing. That was my second episode ever.
Yeah, it was really good.
And we're now on episode, I think, 30 something, and some of them are stank. It stinks.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, I might have to actually go back and listen to those and cringe. I bet it's so bad.
TerMInatorsTumblr.com. No, that's not. Get off the tumblers, Ethan.
Oh no, that's a slippery slope.
I know.
Seriously, it's a slippery slope. If you think of anything wrong and type in Tumblr after it, then you're in for a treat. Spare yourself a few hours, because you will lose a few hours. I've been there many times.
Well, this is for you listeners. Let's do a bit of Terminator fandom to fill this like empty bonus show as we're just testing out some equipment. The Terminator gargoyles, listeners.
Oh, the sunglasses.
This year have been re-released in a 2016 limited edition, but they've got gold lenses.
Whoa.
I'm not a fan, but if anyone's interested in getting them, you can actually pick them up from TerminatorFans.com.
They sound garish as hell. I thought you'd love something like that.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan. I like gargoyles. I think they're really cool. I'd love to have a pair, but I think they're really expensive for what they actually are, and I think they trade off on that Terminator. Let's actually Google it. I know they're in the hundreds. Gargoyle. Terminator. All right, vintage gargoyles on eBay. Here we go. $150 for classic gargoyles. There's an alleged original pair for $59. Yeah. Now let's go see if there's gargoyle, because I think. Where are you? Just here, Brad. Right. Sunglasses ID. Now, how much do they sell their goggles? Gargle.
It's worth a gargle.
Yeah, £183.
Bloody hell.
Now, I think that's if you have like some extra bells and whistles attached to them, like more like some scratch-free lens coating on them and etc. So their starting price is £63.
Starting price. Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, pretty cool. I remember actually MTV wanted me to do this thing in 2004 called the sock. Basically,
just makes me think of the pink sock.
Well, it kind of is. A guy that eventually ended up doing it. Basically, what you do, you disrupt public events, film premieres, and celebrity parties by going in a tuxedo, and then you tear off the tuxedo, and you'll have nothing on except a sock. Mm. So this guy went to the Terminator 3 premiere? Right. In gargoyles. I just went to watch this because my friends were making the show, Paul and Stuart at the time. Should I have turned it down? I don't know in the grand scheme of things. Maybe I should have fucking done it. I don't know. But yeah, he walked down the red carpet and then he just rip off and have like a silver sock on his dick and he had the gargoyles on. That's what it's reminded me. But he kind of like... punked a million different like occasions and stuff and would get chased out of there. I think he actually went on to do, what was that show that Alex Zane presented, Ellie, in oh god, what was it? It was like 5 different people doing like challenges. There was like a red devil and then there was someone else and then there was
idea.
Oh god, what was it called? Mark Dolan presented it.
I have no idea. You're asking the wrong person. Sols.
Well, Ellie, you're rather chatty. Let's talk.
Well, you've been talking and trying to work out stuff, and I'm listening to you. Shut up, Meg, or I'll start sending pictures of your ex-girlfriend to you.
That's right. Weirdly, thanks to the cloud, they're all back on my phone. I thought I deleted everything the other day, and there's like a million. I don't know how they've actually got on there. There's a million pictures of Sophie in loads of like racy underwear and like photo shoots and things. I don't mean racy in the porn sense, listens. I mean just like loads of photo shoots she's done when she's modeled underwear and like various things for famous photographers and unfamous photographers. I don't know how they've got on my phone unless Facebook has done some weird linkage with a...
Maybe, but you sent them to me not too long ago. I woke up in the morning to literally 250 new notifications and Ethan had just sent me literally about 5...
What? Why had I done that? Because you'd asked me not to send something, or you said your battery stuff was almost full, so I sent mine. That was so long ago, though.
It was something about Sophie, and then you just decided to just dump every single photo of Sophie you'd ever had, but then you sent them like 3 times over. So I had to go through my phone and just delete all of these same old pictures that I've seen over like the last 2.5 years of just this non-existent figure with a great face on it.
The sock was one of 5 characters. It's just popped into my head. Sorry, I'm just going to other place. This is a bonus episode. It's not part of Terminator. Anushka was one of the people in it. She was one of the people that took the job. So had I done it then, I'd have met her, I think.
Oh, God, her.
I know, right?
Right. I wonder if that's before the alcoholism and the beating.
Oh, God.
It's all right. I doubt she listens to this show.
Let's hope not.
She definitely wouldn't, not after the stuff that I come out with. Oh my God, this horrible woman. Yeah, but I'm a damn sight happier than you are. I like a beat. Yeah, so what, you got all these different... Was it just Sophie pictures, or did you get anything else?
I can't remember. I've deleted them all again, but it just makes you think, is there a cloud for my freaking Samsung? I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know. I just don't know.
So what, was that cloud for your... Oh, God, yeah, because cloud's only for iPhone, isn't it?
I thought so, unless you actually set up a cloud. I don't think I've ever done that. I'm just thinking, where's this weird place where there's this limbo where loads of old photos exist? I don't want old photos of anything to do with me floating around. There could be some horrific things out there that could derail a life, a career, anything.
Ethan, it's out there. I hate to say it, but it's out there.
It's out there. You mean even the picture? Oh, especially that.
one. One word, strawberry.
Ellie, as we go into... God. Yeah, just let it... We'll leave that hang in the air. What are your... hopes and dreams for the next season that you don't want to be a part of?
I do want to be a part of. My hopes and dreams for the next season is that I'm not going to miss any episodes.
Over a boy or a date or some horse shit.
Although you have since said to me, "Oh, but if if you're actually going to be meeting up with someone, it's fine. Don't worry, just miss it." I was like, "Oh, I see. That's how it goes. 1 minute it's fine, the next minute it's not." So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try my damned hardest to not miss any episodes at all. Just carry on really as we did in the last season, because I thought that was the best one we've done. I think we had a really good balance of keeping it on topic. We had lots of kind of technical stuff, and yet we still managed to throw in a few spicy bits from our own lives. I feel that we're both kind of a bit more, well, I don't know about you, but I'm a bit more stable, so I think that my performance was a lot better on this particular episode because I didn't have everything else kind of all up in the air. So
indeed.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, we had a big, I think, gap of a month or two in between before we started 4.
I think it was a month, yeah.
So yeah, hopefully I want to start knocking out shows. By the way, if anyone's listening, if you're within earshot of this show, not this Friday, but the Friday after, but you should subscribe to this podcast anyway. Best Forgotten Movies is doing, and I can guarantee you it'll be a better show and have more information than we crammed into 56 episodes of Terminator Salvation. They're doing Terminator Salvation as one of their best forgotten movies.
Best Forgotten Movies.
Yeah, what they do is they pick a film, like Inner Space, for instance, that didn't do too well.
What? Why?
Or even The Abyss. Because sometimes a film is mismarketed. An actor will do something embarrassing which will damage the potential box office of it, which I'm sure happened with Terminator Genesis, with Christian Bale's obviously famous rant. Yeah, like a million Hollywood reasons that a film can just disappear into the ether. People just kind of dump it, or it just didn't do that well, so the film company forgets about it. So basically, they break down a film from its writing to its casting to its producing, the situation that was happening at the studio, or the politics of the time at the studio and in life in the world, and they'll take apart why a film didn't make it big, basically. Whether it's a good film or not, that's what they actually come to, and they always come to the conclusion: is it is the movie best forgotten, or is it one of the best forgotten movies?
Oh, I see. So what?
But no, I think it's
what would your verdict be on Salvation?
Actually, my best forgotten. If we're doing a kind of like look back and a redux in these things, I think probably best forgotten. What do you think, Ellie?
I think you know the answer to that. Definitely best forgotten. Although I do think that 3 is actually worse than 4.
Yes.
I don't
know.
I've reneged on what. No, I definitely know. I still think 3 is the worst. It's just so bad. It's so bad. Even though Arnie's in it, it's just terrible.
But Arnie said, "Thank God."
No, it didn't suck as
Thank
much
God.
as 3.
You didn't do the 4th one. Thank God, it sucked.
Thank God it sucked. I saw this.
Like the
I
nanny.
saw this good little clip today where Arnold Schwarzenegger was talking about Jack LaLanne. So good. I'll post it on the. I'll post it on Facebook. While it's good. He speaks very passionately about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love Arnie. He's great. He was saying that Jack LaLanne was basically a freak, and the things that he could do just were physically out of any normal human's reach. It's pretty amazing. Quite a heartwarming little speech he gave.
I think Jack LaLanne's workout videos from like the 40s and 50s are on YouTube now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
He was a man ahead of his time.
Yeah, Sundal's mum bought them, I think, when I was dating Sundal. And we had to sit and watch them. I was thinking, this would be okay if you kind of looked at it as a bit of whimsy on YouTube, but come on, you bought these?
What?
Jack LaLanne.
So you went round Sundal's parents' house and watched TV with them?
Parents, her mother was there.
Wow.
And the house, actually,
and you
the house.
freaked out that I once happened to bump into you in London with my mum, and that's far too weird. But yet you will watch Jack LaLanne workout videos with Sundal's mum.
Yeah.
You confuse me a lot, Ethan.
Well, me and Sundal weren't that serious. It was a long time ago as well. It was like, what was it, 4 years ago now? I was a different man back then.
Not so serious, and yet you're going around her mum's house to watch Jack LaLanne videos.
No, I went round there for some other reason, and her mother turned up and was like...
Stalk her daughter?
No, I can't remember what it was. It was something else. No, the house was like a big mess. It was like the Project Mayhem house in Fight Club. It was just full of decades and decades of knickknacks and things. If you were going to make a film like The Secret Garden or some girl coming up on a spooky house that was full of like old reliquaries and stuff, that would be the perfect place to shoot it. But yeah, as I said, just the weird Jack LaLanne thing. Yeah.
That is a bit weird.
Schwarzenegger was more a champion of Reg Park. That was his hero.
No, he was a big fan of Jack LaLanne, though. He had a lot of respect for him, a lot of time for him. I just think that Arnie's a generally all-round really great guy. Like,
Oh, no.
he is.
No, I'm not saying that. Someone's done a Tom of Finland-esque Jack LaLanne picture.
Send it. Send it.
I'm assuming it's fake, but yeah.
Fake. I'm assuming it's fake, Bab. The computer went a bit weird because you sent a file through, so your voice became all robot-like, and it slowed down. So it went
I was going to say, before we wrap up, in terms of Terminator news, listeners, nothing really has happened in terms of the sequel to Terminator Genesis, which I guess is not happening. Arnold said there was going to be a new Terminator film as late as March this year, but nothing has happened since then, basically.
Oh dear.
So I don't know.
Shock horror.
Well, I don't know. Does it deserve a sequel? Do you want to see where the story goes after that? Really?
No, I don't. Just stop.
Why?
Because it's bad. I mean, I don't think Genesis was actually all that bad, but if they take it any further...
Is Genesis better than 3 and 4?
Yeah.
Okay. But what bits of Genesis work for you? Because I liked it. The one thing I didn't like was Jai Courtney.
Jai Courtney was terrible.
Totally miscast.
I didn't like the... oh, God, I can't even say this. Is it Asian? Is that the PC term now? The Asian T-1000? Is that right?
Well, in his defence, he didn't really get a chance to do anything because he was killed within 5 minutes of being in it.
It doesn't matter. It just, again, they're trying to fill that, they're trying to tick that PC quota, and it's just like, it doesn't work.
Well, I think it did okay. It did enough, I think, to warrant a sequel. I mean, the production budget was $155 million. And it did domestically, this is the American box office, $89 million. So I guess maybe that's what gave them cold feet. But foreign sales were $350 million. So it got about 440 or 440 almost $0.1 million.
Yeah.
The only thing I could think of is because I think the distributors or the film company got scared because it did 90 million in America. And I think you also have to double the budget of a film for marketing. So if a film is like, I think that's why Batman and Superman sent the studio into a panic and they re-edited Suicide Squad to be kind of or tried to be like more lighthearted in Guardians of the Galaxy based off that trailer that film company put together.
Yeah.
When actually it was quite a dark and moody and miserable film, a bit like, or almost exactly like Batman v Superman. But Batman v Superman, I think, was a 300 and something or $250 million budget. And it did 800 million worldwide. Now you think, oh, that's really good, but you usually spend the same amount again on marketing.
And advertising and...
Yeah. Yeah, so you're doing a 300 million, I guess, profit, basically. But I don't know. I'd be interested in seeing one, see where they go with it. But because
yeah, but Ethan, you spent the other night watching Pretty Woman, so
no, just for the fact that Arnie becomes a T-1000 in the end of the Genesis, you're like, oh god, where's this going?
Yeah, but did you know it's going to be something ridiculous? It's gonna go somewhere. It's going to go somewhere bad. They just keep regurgitating old ideas. Is there not an original idea out there? All these directors and all these new people, like new talent coming into the industry, and it's just like there's nothing.
Yeah, well, they are, but I mean, Arnie's an old commodity now, I guess. I mean, not for our age, we know Arnold Schwarzenegger is, but if you're like 18 or 20, you didn't grow up with him.
You still know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is. He's still
you do.
The
same way I know who John Wayne is, but he's not part of my cultural furniture growing up. Like, it wasn't like Stallone, Van Damme, Arnie, and to a lesser extent, Steven Seagal.
You see, it's different for me because I grew up just watching old films, so I didn't grow up watching the films of my era or my
But that's
time.
an anomaly.
Yeah, but I'm not the only one. There will be other people like me who like the olden times. Welcome to medieval times. Anyway, we're going to have to wrap this up because I've actually needed to pee since I got back. And Ethan sprung this podcast on me, and considering I've done nearly 27 minutes, my bladder's doing pretty well.
Yeah, well, we're going to see if this technology works. If it did, you'll be listening to this show, listeners. So I leave you with this. As we gear up to do season 5, is there anything we can do to improve the show? Yes, not having me and Ellie do it, I understand.
We make this show, literally.
I know, but...
well, actually, no, you make the show, I just...
The other minute shows are all follow the same track. I think ours is the only one that's kind of different, where we kind of... I don't know, I guess people love that or they hate it.
I think they're loving it. We're getting more and more views, more people liking the page every day.
Well, as of tomorrow, as I said, which will be Monday, August the 24th, my minute 91 with the Back to the Future guys should be out. Now, if they haven't trimmed it down, I think we did about 40 or 50 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Easy to talk for England. I was getting the sense they're like, we need to wrap this up. They didn't say it. They were
Ethan,
very polite.
you are massively like that. You just go on and on and on. And half the time...
Relationships, podcasts, people just want to wrap this up and get away from you. You understand.
And then you'll stop and you go, Ellie, you haven't said anything for ages. It's like, because you literally haven't stopped to breathe.
That's why you should do stand-up, Ethan. You
can just go. You just bulldoze
asshole,
over everyone else.
Dickhead.
You said it.
Well, yeah. But anyway, as I was going to say, Ellie, and for you, Ellie, for the listeners, what do you think we can do to improve this show? What would you like to see in season 5? Can we talk about anything else? Do you want us to have a section of something, etc.? Do you have an idea or
just
suggestion?
Just get more interactive. Don't leave it all up to Spaldner.
Well, yeah, if you want to write in, if you want to send your ideas, please do. If you think the show sucks, I will find it hilarious because I love taking an insult. If you don't, please don't insult me. Say something
He likes
nice.
taking an insult as much as I like taking a big D. But yeah, wrap it up, Ethan.
Whoa. Thank you all for listening. It's been real. I'm going to try and do something to do perhaps with TerMINator in the next show, which will be hopefully tomorrow. And then I've got to do a questionable, maybe 2. And then
busy boy.
If this technology works again tomorrow, I will do an all-star week call in this weekend and ruin Ellie's bank holiday by
I'm not doing it all weekend. No way.
No, I think if we do a couple of 20 minutes and if I can get 4 of them out with people, I can then slowly but surely start releasing them, basically.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you, Ellie. Let's see where this sound recording appears in my computer. Hammer away.
Hasta la vista.
Baby. Okay. What do we do? How do we turn this up?
That was perfect.
Oh, so hang on. So if I press that, that will stop the recording. Because I heard the guys in the other end, they didn't turn record, and then I heard the other guy go, well, he was nice.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay, I found stop. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll be back. Oh,
Bye.